Bet. So this is something Jay Day sent us, everybody. And the Jay Day, I'll just play the video unless you want to present it first and then I play the video.
No, you can just play the video, get right into it.
All right. Here we go.
Internet is so fraudulent. Exhibit A.
Now that McMansions are a common sight in Fifth Ward, it's no longer new construction. It's a signal the early signs of gentrification are over.
Jimmy. Mr. Jimmy of H-Town. This is embarrassing, bro. Why might you ask? Because I am the owner. Gentrification? My grandmother is from Fifth Ward. My grandfather is from Fifth Ward. My mother is from Fifth Ward. All of my aunts and all of my uncles are from Fifth Ward. I was baptized in Fifth Ward and was in Fifth Ward every single weekend at Pleasant Grove Baptist Church. So before you talk about gentrification, look up the definition, my boy. This is me almost 10 years ago when I purchased the property and nobody from the neighborhood was displaced. Me and my team literally built this from the ground up, stud by stud with my own money, with the intention of building a multi-level creative space. And we did exactly that. And it's called IO Art House. Opposed to taking from the community, we actually gave back to the community, a safe place for artists in the city of Houston to come and create. And my team and I have been doing it in excellence, Black excellence, might I add. As you can see, in 2025, we were a winner of one of the best production spaces on Peerspace. Almost 500 reviews, and as you can see, pretty much 5-star. There's different listings on different levels with different themes, so creators have a variety of looks to choose from when they're creating their art.
McMansions are a common sight in Fifth Ward.
And bro, what the hell is a McMansion?
Was that the whole thing? I missed like the first few seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Hey, welcome, Cultivate. How you doing?
Welcome.
So
What's going on?
first of all, I love what the brothers is doing. Um, I guess my question to you all, and just those in the cloud, is: do you consider this gentrification? And the follow up to the question is there something wrong with gentrification if this is gentrification? Especially if, let me add more to it, especially if it's people that look like you that's gentrifying the neighborhood.
Well, I'll go first. No, I don't think it's gentrification because I thought gentrification. What's the definition of gentrification? I want to make sure you got the definition of gentrification.
Spaces could pull it right on up on the screen so everybody can see.
Gentrification. The process whereby the character of a poor urban area is changed by wealthier people moving in, improving housing, and attracting new businesses, typically displacing current inhabitants in the process. The process of making someone or something refined, polite, or respectable.
So that's not justification because he grew up there, right? He's from there. He's from that community. He grew up there. He got pictures where his grandma grew up and anything like that. Because I thought gentrification is like, somebody with a lot more money finding some cheaper property, coming there, boosting it up. Then it's vice versa. It just keep happening and happening and happening. Like somebody that's never been there. All of a sudden they found some cheap piece of property or some property that they can build on real quick because they got the bread to do it. And do that. But no, I don't think it's gentrification, especially when it's your own kind, it's your own people. It's his. He was there. He just saw a property. He worked hard. He saw some property that he seen in his old neighborhood. He went and bought it and moved back there and built it back up. And he probably gonna rinse and repeat. He probably gonna get all that because he's from there. I don't think nothing is gentrification if you're from that where you're saying you're buying. It's like that's the thing that they call buying back the block. You know how they back in the day they were talking about buying back the block.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, no, I don't think that's gentrification at all to me. That's all I got.
So when I first saw it, I just looked at the screen and I didn't watch the video at all on purpose because I wanted my reaction to be original. Just looking at the picture, I was like, it looks like gentrification. But then I didn't realize before you asked just now or before I watched the video that I synonymized gentrification with just how do I say it? I synonymize gentrification as, let's just say, I guess what a part of what the definition said, displacing people. I don't even know how did I never really thought of a definition. I just saw the action. It's like the neighborhood looks one way. Some people go out and buy up the neighborhood, knock the culture down, knock the buildings down, and build new stuff. Naps and Beauty was good. But yeah,
Naps
y'all.
and Beauty, what's up, sis?
I keep thinking about this. I have something that I'm going to give to Jay every day that I want Naps and Beauty to have. I think you like it. It's some books. I think you like it. But
hey, sister every day.
No, I don't think it's gentrification, because the whole purpose in gentrification that I've ever known was to displace the people that were there for profit, basically. So no, I don't gentrification.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if it's gentrification or not. He did say his grandmother lived in the neighborhood, not really him specifically. So that was one of the things that, you know, I kind of took note of. But if it is gentrification, I don't have a problem with it being gentrification. You see what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with people building things to kind of uplift the neighborhood and make the neighborhood, bring more tax dollars and stuff like that to maybe enhance the schools and so on and so forth. I think a lot of times when we think of gentrification, people automatically assume like, yuppies, what they call yuppies, or, just white people coming in, buying up the block or buying up old houses and stuff and revamping the houses and stuff like that. But I think we got to get into the mindset that, Black neighborhoods don't have to be run down. You know what I mean? So if we can come in ourselves and start rebuilding it ourselves, it might be gentrification. Everybody, and it may displace some people, right? But in displacing people, a lot of times it makes it a safer neighborhood, and that's just kind of like the neighborhood that I live in, right? Currently, I mean, there's some $1 million homes not too far from me, right? But then you also got, and that doesn't necessarily mean that, my bad, this cat want to get in the house. But that doesn't necessarily mean that when you do gentrify, everybody's gonna end up moving, right? Because a lot of times they do make it where you have to have mixed income and so on and so forth. But I think it's important that we start looking, as far as Black people, start looking to rebuild our own instead of looking outward for other people to start, investing in the community and then start complaining about them bringing in their culture, whatever it is, or displacing the culture, whatever it is. So, but like I said in the beginning, I'm not sure if it's gentrification because he's just the first person to do it. Now, if you get other people on board to start doing the same thing, then yeah, I definitely think it could be the start of gentrification.
And I agree with that. Like, even if it is gentrification, it's you as a person that lives in the neighborhood essentially trying to give back to the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the start of this is beautiful. Like I've always said, well, not always said, but I say a lot. One of my biggest dreams is for a community to be Black owned, like to see a Black owned community, period. It seems like this is the start of it. Desiree said in some areas they increase crimes, which brings property value down. Then they build up the property and I'm not sure they butt up the property and rebuild, and people who live there can afford to live there anymore. And yeah, and I think that's a part of the process, because if you look at the houses that were next to it, like it's naturally, if you're going to build something that large, it's definitely going to be expensive. Some people eventually aren't going to be able to afford to live there. That's just what comes with it.
But ain't sometimes don't they keep the property value down just on some, I forgot what it's called. I don't remember who I heard say it, but they do that on purpose, just to flood the community and keep it down. till they get ready, and then people move in and flood it all and buy and build and do what they need to do.
And you know what's crazy that you just said flood? I watched the Hurricane Katrina documentary this week.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
Definitely done on purpose.
It's crazy, man. That was crazy.
I was texting y'all about that in the group chat, and I was telling y'all because that was my first time really like seeing it like that, because I was in Hurricane Katrina in Florida. That's when I was still staying in Florida. I didn't have no power for 6 to 7 months, so I didn't know none of that stuff happened. I heard remnants of it. New Orleans got hit bad, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, shit, we got hit bad. I'm like, yeah, it is what it is, a hurricane. But I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah, they was showing like.
So me watching that made me kind of like angry and mad, like real, like back in like I'm thinking we back in like 2009, 2010 again. Like that shit made me kind of hot, because I knew, like a lot of people say, well, why they didn't just leave and why they didn't just do this and do this and this and this. And it's like, bro, if you ain't never been in a hurricane, shut the fuck up. A lot of people don't have money and you don't have the resources to just leave like that. And on another thing, motherfucker blew up them levees. If you talk to New Orleans people who was there, they say everything was all cool. The water was coming. Then all of a sudden, they heard a big boom like an explosion. And every hour on the hour, 3 to 4 feet of water was coming in.
Yeah, it was one part. I think it was in the second or third episode, and they were showing the footage of the water flooding in. It was like, they said it was like car level. And then after they heard the boom, and then 30 minutes later, the water was house level. Like, God dang, you don't have time to react to that.
And
you don't have time to look. The water is going faster than your car at that point. And how you gonna get out of there in your car? And your car is underwater. The entire car is underwater.
But it just wasn't that. That was just the tip of the iceberg. The thing was the aftermath and how they did to people. How people are trying to protect property over other people. Like, bro, y'all not gonna use all this stuff that was damaged in that flood was gonna get thrown away. When none of that stuff gonna be used. People out there trying to eat and trying to grab food from stores because there's no food or no nothing, but you shooting at them because you're talking about their looting. That's wild.
And that was the part that I was like, okay, I see where Maul was talking about how he was getting mad, because they were literally saying it was like the racist white people in that area at the time were on video literally saying it was like quail season. It was like hunting quail. I'm like,
and then people sit up here and talking about, I'm scared of guns this, I'm scared of guns that. I told y'all, and I don't know how many times I'm gonna tell people, when this shit go hit the fan, that's the first thing you gonna fucking need. I'm not trying to hear that, because you can take everything else that you need. They in the South, so you know them white folks had guns, and they give they second and they exercise their Second Amendment all day, every day.
And that's why when Desiree made her comment, she said they'll increase crimes, which bring the property value down and all that stuff. Then I also think about I think it was in Hawaii with the fires, the Hawaii wildfires.
Same thing.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but we'll sit up here and go back and forth about who a Republican, who a Democrat, who this, who that. But that's the real enemy, though. We all the same. We all on the same level. We all the same. If you don't make over a certain amount of money, you like the same. It's them and then it's us. But we'll sit up here, we'll go back and forth, and we'll be fighting for them and fighting to get on their level when fuck them. We need to be figuring out our own shit.
I think historically, if you look, they consistently flood poor areas, in the time of, when it's raining, right? So they'll flood poor areas. I mean, it was done in Houston. You remember? What hurricane was that?
That was with Katrina too. That was summer Katrina too.
No. It was a hurricane. I think
Harvey. Was it Harvey?
I think it was Harvey. Yeah,
Yeah, Harvey.
definitely think it was Harvey. You look at that. I mean, you can look even in the Chicago area. I don't know if y'all remember. It could have been maybe 2, 3 years ago where Cicero had flooded.
Oh yeah, that
A
shit was a
lot of the West Side was flooded or
yeah.
whatever.
All the Vilox
FEMA
and
had
stuff
to,
exposed. Yeah,
yeah. So a lot of the poorer areas are actually lower in elevation, right? So to save the higher well, the higher elevated
yeah, yeah,
areas,
yeah.
which a lot of times the richer people stay, or the more well-to-do people stay, they flood those other areas, the lower areas. So, that's kind of par with the course.
Yeah, man, I think it's beautiful. I think, you know,
You say you think it's beautiful?
no. I'm talking about the content house.
Oh, well, hey, you say pause and put a button on there. You just said it was beautiful after he got through saying what he was saying. And I'm like, wait, hold on, what?
In my mind, I was thinking about
Oh, okay.
what he was doing. No, not the hurricane stuff. That was awful, bro. It was crazy because a part of that, the footage that they showed, you saw the water like a wave of water.
Mhm.
Bro, I'm telling you, like people, like I was telling people too, the hurricane that hit New Orleans and that hit all of Florida and all of us, that wasn't the bad part. It was the aftermath of what the levees did. The levees did all that damage. The levees research did all that was going on. The levees and the water did that. And Hurricane Katrina was so fucking big that when a hurricane come through, it's moving at a nice pace, so you get it and it keep on moving. Hurricane Katrina, if I'm not mistaken, like sat right there. So it just sat right there for a couple minutes, making all this damage, doing what all it need to do. And it was moving at a slower pace. Because most hurricanes come through, I think, well, how long it be there? About 15 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops. And then it's gone because it do that much damage in that little time and it keep on moving. Because as the pace of which way it's going, whichever it's going, north, south, east, west, whatever, it just keep moving. It's like a car, but it got all the wind and stuff around the car that just keep moving like you're driving down a highway almost. So,
And real quick, like you said, Ma, like, because I've never been in a hurricane, but I've been to New Orleans plenty of times. And if you ever go to New Orleans, there's not a whole bunch of ways in and out their city.
hell no.
You see what I'm saying? So you can't go south because that's where the Gulf is,
That's
right?
water.
That's more water, right? That's the
That's
big
water.
body of water.
That's water.
Then if you go east or west, right, or even if you go north, all of those are encompassed, surrounded by bridges, right?
Two-lane
If you go over
highways.
Lake Pontchartrain, that's going to be a problem, right? They all 2-lane highways. So you think of everybody trying to evacuate up out the city. A lot of people thought they could ride this one out because they've been through hurricanes before, right? But it's unfortunate that whoever the powers that be, to me, decided that we're gonna blow these levees down, we're gonna open them up, or whatever it is that they were gonna do.
Right, put
Because
a
I
big
was in
ass
the
hole in it.
third, I went to the third war. I visited the third war. You can still kind of tell it's remnants and stuff. A lot of that stuff still hadn't been rebuilt. A lot of times when people go to New Orleans, well, not the third war, but what is the West Bank? Been
Yeah.
to the West Bank before. So a lot of times when people go to New Orleans, you go to the French Quarter, and all that was saved, right? But it's the areas where the true residents of New Orleans actually live at that was destroyed.
Question, right? I'm not really a big, huge conspiracy theorist. I let it up to other people, but I do think about them. Do you think that they flooded the poor and disenfranchised to keep the more expensive shit cool and the way it was going? Because a lot of people in that video, I don't know if y'all remember, y'all here, the French Quarter and all that, saying, "Oh, we dry. We just had a little bit of water." The more
Right.
expensive town that was across the bridge say, "Oh, we was cool. We still got power. We still got all that." And they had people on the bridge not letting people over there neither, though, too. So do you
Mhm.
think that they probably like, man, let's minimize the damages. Let's just fuck up the poor and disenfranchised thing. Let's blow the bridge and just make this. Push come to shove, they ain't got no insurance. They can't rebuild or nothing. We could take that shit like they tried to do.
I totally
Yeah,
agree.
I think that's the goal, to be honest.
You thought that was the goal?
Yeah, I think because I think anything could. I just don't see how certain things like this happen, and there isn't. I don't want to say preparation because, like we talked in New Orleans earlier when the guy drove through Bourbon Street. And after that happened, they said, all right, we're going to put up ballards. So I mean, they said that they had the levees there, and they said one of the it was specific. Oh my God, dude, I'm having flashbacks when I saw the aerial view of how large it was, from where the levee broke. It was, oh my God, bro. I just had flashback and seeing all the houses. Like, you only see the tops of the houses because this area is so flooded. Like, oh my God, these houses are like 2 stories tall, and all you see is the roof because the rest of it is underwater.
And then not only that, they do another thing too. They talk about you control the narrative. Now they saying they trying to rescue people out of helicopters, and it's a sniper that's shooting. And the general said it ain't no sniper shooting. That's some other shit. That's not that. But the news outlets kept saying that was that. Now you sending the National Guard to stop people from loot, talking about, oh, it still can't be no crime. Nigga, they in need. And then you gonna call them refugees after you get through. Refugees? Are you serious? But yeah, this is a fair country, right? Everybody's on the up and up, right? That's what everybody else say.
As far as his content creation house, though, I just want to see continued development. I want to see, hopefully, I was looking at the comments. A lot of people were saying that, yeah, I film content here. It's a great space, love the space and all that stuff. So,
so the house is really just a content creation type house.
Yeah. So It's kind of like, share premises, whatever you do podcasts or whatever.
So
we have in Houston, we can go down there.
Yeah, he's trying to bring awareness to that community. He's trying to build it up to get it like a business district, or bring more stuff in this community to up the property. Like Josh, like Jerry, they said, he's trying to get the schools and everything fixed around there. Like, when you bring stuff like that to a community, that ups everything. Now everybody got to get on top of their game. Your house can't be the only one that's looking all raggedy and stuff. Me and Jerry, they talk about this all the time. Like, I can't wait to be having a cutting grass contest with my motherfucking neighbor. I'm going to give me a 0 turn.
Yeah. I was like today, man. I was changing the oil in the back here, and before I went to change the oil, people, you get people. I stay in the Courtway building, so you get people that drop their garbage or whatever. I pick that shit up, because we all stay here.
I'm one of them too.
Garbage begets more garbage. You know what I mean? So everybody started, right? Rats, right? Y'all stay in the city now, so you know how rats is coming.
Yeah,
rats be everywhere. But what I'm saying is that you just kind of got to pick up, and just like if you lived on a block, a house, you had a real nice house. A lot of times, like in the city, you'll notice it, where they have the little block club signs or something like that. But everybody on that block is gonna keep their house, their houses up, lawns cut, right? They're gonna look after each other. We need more though. We shouldn't have to put up this is such and such block, and y'all got to keep. It should be automatic. You know what I mean? It should be instilled within us and then within our children that we're gonna keep up where we live at, right? I think a lot of times people, like I said, how you do one thing is how you do most. Yeah. So you can kind of see when people, how people's cars look on the inside, or my mom would say, how you keep your desk at school, or how you keep your locker. That's how you keep your room. You know what I mean? Your room is, if you keep your locker at school dirty, I'll guarantee your room is probably dirty. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Motherfucker get in my car, boy, you could damn near eat off the floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with what Cultivate said. It said they needed a way to steal the land that wasn't theirs. As always, that's why it was BS to get any financial help from the government to rebuild.
Yeah, and it wasn't even worth it when you got to watch. It just made a lot of sense to that documentary. That documentary was just, to me, that was a good documentary. It just put a lot of perspective, like I say, because when I was texting y'all too, I say, what year was this? Because I remember I was in Florida. I was without power for about 6 to 7 months. When my power came back on, it was one of them commercials that said the White Sox had won the World Series, get your championship shirt. I say, what? Because I didn't have power throughout that whole little process. I didn't have no way, like, we used to take cold showers and stuff.
Yeah. I can remember I was just starting a job, and I was just starting that job. I had started that spring, that early spring, and I had a lot of family that went down to help, during Katrina, or the aftermath of Katrina, because they was paying.
Yeah, they paying
They
good
was
bread too.
paying. They was paying a lot of bread down there. I had some uncles and cousins or whatever. They stayed down there, maybe 6 months to a year. And I know if at that time I was like 19 years old, going on 20, I wasn't really sure, my next step in life or what I was going to do. So if I hadn't landed that job at that time, then I know I'd be down there helping. I don't know, maybe I'll still be down there.
Probably would have just went on here to start another life down there too, though, as well.
Yeah.
All right, you guys got anything else for this particular one? Like final thoughts on this one?
No, I'm good.
No, I like you said, spaces. I'd like to continue to see, not just in Houston, but just in areas across the United States where Black people, reside, where we get ideas and people, really coming forth, putting their money and back into the community instead of waiting for outsiders to do it. Because if you wait on outsiders to do it, then a lot of times if your agenda doesn't fit their agenda, then they'll stop the money.
Yeah.
Right. And that'll probably go with something, y'all want to talk about later. Go ahead.
But I want to, can I piggyback just on something you said too? And when you do start doing stuff like that, hey, bro, when people come over there trying to fuck up with what you got to put belt to ass.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to patrol the own neighborhood.
It don't matter who it is. I don't care what, like, people be sitting up here. Now, I don't care what color they are. When people come over there and start fucking up shit that you got going on and you're making this shit look good, it's time to put belt to ass. Sometimes a little bit of pain make a motherfucker reconsider what they're going to do. When you apply pressure sometimes to some people, motherfucker fold a little bit quicker. Pipe start to get busted, but you got to put belt to ass.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know what that means, go look it up. Go get an Urban Dictionary and look it up.
Cultivate said, has anyone seen Spike Lee's documentary on Katrina? I heard it was good as well. The one I saw was on Hulu, so it wasn't Spike Lee.
Is Spike Lee's on Netflix? Because there was a couple of them. They did like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them. I only saw one.
Yeah, I think it's one on Netflix too, if I'm not mistaken. I'll probably get to that.
And Desiree said she watched it 3 times.
Desiree, where was that? What streaming service was it on, Desiree?
All right, so thank you guys for kicking with us. Please hit the like button, share this, let people know that your favorite After Church podcast is live, and somebody is about to get mad with this next subject that Maul sent us.